Alright, so what we're going to do first is chucked up in the Barracuda chuck. I'm just going to face this and drill a hole, thread it, and prepare it for the bottle stopper mandrel. Right, so I'm going to take this time to use a little, give you a little quick tip. This resin I use, this Easy Cast resin, is notorious for bubbles. The big ones will rise to the top and pop, but all these little bubbles that I stirred up, the ones that I told you that I wanted, is fine if you're going for that kind of cloudy rain type look inside of resin. But what happens when you sand it and you make a hybrid blank, the sanding dust from the wood, whatever you're using, will get inside those bubbles. And then in my case, I'm going to seal this with CA glue, and the CA glue will just only darken the powdered wood dust that's in the holes when you're finished with your turning. So a trick you can use, you've probably seen these, they're just little edge painter's pads for those little handheld plastic cheap things from Walmart or whatever. And the little fibers, if you soak your area with alcohol, and I've done it already, and it made a huge improvement. Just soak your area with alcohol, just rubbing alcohol, and scrub it with these little pads because the little fibers will dig out the sanding dust inside the air bubbles. Wipe it down real well and repeat the process as you need to, and I could probably do it a couple more times. But I thought I was out of paper towel, but I use this one. So I'll show you what I do here. Well, there's nothing to it. You just wet it and scrub it. And the alcohol will need to dry thoroughly before you put any CA glue on it or ruin the finish. So try to get this like this so you can see what I'm doing. And don't worry about it compromising the blank or the resin. Scrub it, and before it dries, give it a wipe. And we'll see if I got anything to come off that time. Yeah, a little bit. You can see it dirtied up the paper towel. So it's a good way to make your finish, whichever you use, it's going to enhance your finish because you won't have all that sanding dust, compromising. Especially when you're rubbing it, you're just gonna blend it all together. And I can't stress enough, let this thoroughly dry before you put CA glue on. I made a mistake one time of thinking it was dry and it wasn't, and it will turn your CA glue white. Alright, to catch you up on what I've done, this is the second half of the blank I made in a previous video, 2 videos ago actually. Finished the turning, but before that, all I did was chuck this blank up, faced it, drilled a hole into it that was 5/16 of an inch, and then thread it with 3/8 inch 16, just common thread. And cleaned out, after the turning, I cleaned out the best I could with the little paint pad there and the little fibers and alcohol. There's still some, and there's not going to be anything I can do about it. Normally I would take this to the sink and I have that, like the high pressure jets from the water. I would clean out the holes, but I'm not going to do that because I want the wood to get wet. This was real pithy. I'm glad I made it through the turning. I think it's going to look pretty neat, and don't let this cloudiness fool you. I'm going to make this clear, at least as clear as it will be with the pigment in it. Let's put some CA glue on this.